Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group will present about Shariah Audit Program CIMB Islamic Bank Berhad. The product we choose is Credit Card Ujrah. This is our group member, consists of 6 people.
First and foremost, let me talk a little bit about CIMB company background. CIMB Group has been established in Malaysia since 1974, based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. CIMB Bank has been operating as a well-established consumer bank and Islamic bank and also a prominent regional investment bank. The bank has also been nominated as the second largest commercial bank in Malaysia by assets, serving about 8 million customers nationwide. After many years of establishing CIMB Bank, Tan Sri Datuk Seri Dr. Zati Ahmad Aziz, Governor of Bank Negara Malaysia, launched a CIMB Islamic Bank on 2nd June 2003. Later, CIMB Islamic merged with Commerce Tijari Bank on the 6th June 2005. In 2006, CIMB Group embarked on a rebranding exercise and CIMB Islamic was rebranded and unveiled its new logo in green, thus beginning its first Islamic CIMB Bank window in Singapore. Next, CIMB Islamic offer a diverse range of Shariah compliant products and services, for instance, financing, sukuk, investment banking, and many more, which are all available to individual, commercial, and also the corporate and institutional customers throughout Asia. Besides, the company has the intention to enhance its value proposition of Islamic product to its customer and the general public by introducing the Islamic First strategy. Hence, CIMB Islamic Bank wants to incorporate environmental, social, and governance aspects through a value-based approach, which is a hallmark of Islamic finance gradually.
I will continue the presentation with what exactly is the purpose of this product. As for this assignment, we decided to choose a product under CIMB Islamic Bank Berhad, which is Credit Card I. It is based on the Shariah concept and used the contract of Ujrah. This Credit Card I can be used to pay for goods and services. As we all know, Ujrah is a concept from Shariah that is universally acceptable and is utilized for Islamic credit cards. The customers are qualified to get a line of credit or financing from the bank, and if any amount of that credit or financing they have used has not been fully repaid on or before the due date, that will be the amount will be subject to profit or fee charges. Customers must deposit money into a fixed return income account I with CIMB Islamic Bank in an amount equivalent to the credit limit that will be given to them if they are at least 21 years old but are unable to show documentation of their annual income. Within 7 days of receiving the credit limit, they must make this deposit. As long as they have access to the card's facility, the customers are required to keep the deposit with the bank.
This is the modus operandi for Ujrah Credit Card. This is the modus operandi for Ujrah Credit Card I. First, the customer who wants to apply for a credit card will go to the bank. The bank and the customer should make an agreement together. Second, the bank will accept to offer for the customer cardholder a credit card facility. The imposition of Ujrah fee on services and benefit and privilege must not constitute any element of riba. Ujrah fee may be collected on a credit card I. The fee are applied to services, privilege, and the privilege that must comply with Shariah. Third, the bank guarantee that the customer can withdraw the cash or use the credit card to make a purchases whenever she or he like. Ujrah fee shall only be applied to advantage, privilege, and services that comply with Shariah. The extension provided for a loan payment, delay in loan payment, and the exchange of cash for currency with a different value cannot be subjected to imposition of Ujrah fee. Additionally, the issuer is only allowed to charge for a direct cost involved in providing service relating to loan issuance, loan delay settlement, and payback services. These services include retail services and cash withdrawal services, which are the actual Ujrah fee must be based on the cardholder usage, and the issuer shall give the cardholder refund for the remaining part of the Ujrah fee. Last but not least, the customer will pay the bank the annual fee and the credit that was extended. Therefore, The bank will charge the cardholder for a service provided based on the outstanding balance. The fee cannot be based on the credit limit and must be a fixed amount. Instead of credit limit, the total fee must be determined by the type of credit card used.
Next, we will discuss about the Shariah Audit Program of CIMB Islamic Credit Card I. The Shariah Audit Program consists of 3 important tests, which are Audit Criteria, Audit Objective and Audit Procedure. The first audit criteria is application of credit card. The objective is to ensure that all of the bank's benefits are executed. Second is to guarantee that all transactions are strictly for halal purpose. Third is to ensure that the customer fulfills all of the requirements outlined on CIMB Islamic Credit Card I. For the audit procedure, first is identify and evaluate each of the customer benefits. Second, examine and analyze the details of every transaction to determine whether it is based on illegal sources. Third is check and review the documentation that the bank has completed in order to approve the customer application. Next, for the second criteria is fee and charges. The objective is to ensure that the customer know and inform of the charges and fees that will be imposed. Second, to verify that all fees are correctly charged and not exceeded. The audit procedure is determine whether a fee and charge agreement exists between the cardholder and the banks. Second, to examine if fees and charges such as the management charge on retail transaction and the sale of draft receivable costs are supported by Shariah principle. And last, analyze the calculating process such as the reliability of the payment condition and the rate per month or per year.
Okay, next for the Shariah Audit Program, the third audit criteria is contract between credit card owner and the bank. So the first objective is to ensure the contract between credit card owner and the bank is occurred. And secondly, to ensure that the card issued based on Shariah contract of Ujrah. And thirdly, to verify that the owner of the credit card and the amount charged are accurate. And lastly, to ensure the period of the contract are right and accurate. So for the audit procedure, Shariah auditor need to check and examine all transactions that occurred between the bank and the owner. Secondly, check all the transaction is used only for Shariah compliant purposes and purchase of Shariah compliant goods and services from Shariah compliant business. And thirdly, recalculate supporting document to know the accuracy of the contract without usage of unlawful activities. And lastly, verify the exact timing of the contract between the credit card owner and the bank. Other than that, the next audit criteria is Ujrah, which is rebate contract. So we got 2 audit testing or audit objective for this contract. Firstly, to confirm the accuracy of the amount rebate paid by the bank and received by the customer. And secondly, to make sure the customer receive an appropriate amount of rebate. For audit procedure, Shariah auditor need to firstly assess documentation and transaction made by customer, and secondly, recalculate the amount of rebate for the cardholder credit or financing that has not been paid in full by a certain date. And thirdly, check and examine that the rebate amount calculated is valid without shortage.
For the next audit criteria is policies and procedures. The audit objective is to ensure that policies and procedures are in accordance with the company's guideline, and for audit procedure is check for compliance and ensure that policies and procedures are in accordance with any recent changes to applicable law and regulations. And the last audit criteria is customers' account and details. There are 2 audit objectives, which are to verify the existence and completion of banking forms and supporting documentations, and the second one is to ensure that each document is checked. While for audit procedure, the first one is to verify the application that contains the customer's account number, customer's identification number, address, contact information, and the date for the current period, and ensure that the credit card owner has filled out the required application form along with the supplementary form, such as the latest BE form with official tax receipt, the latest month's salary slips, and the latest saving account activity or current account statement based on the applicant's status. Lastly, the manager or officer must sign and verify the application form along with the submitted proof of identity and address. For the conclusion, it is concluded that CIMB Islamic Bank Card Credit I is based on Ujrah contract. The Ujrah principle states that issuers must provide cardholders with certain benefits and privilege in exchange for a fee. And the purpose of this study is to justify the correlations of information and data provided between the Bank Negara Malaysia Policy Document Card Credit I and CIMB Islamic Bank Credit Cards I Product Disclosure Sheet. So we can see that there is no difference between Card Credit I, CIMB Islamic PDS and BNM policy. This demonstrates that CIMB Islamic Bank Card Credit I is compliant with the standards set forth by BNM.